Two ships are at the bottom of the sea, not from storms or accidents, but from calculated strikes that changed everything. And here's the disturbing part. This is just the beginning of something much bigger. Look at the pattern. First, they hit Magic Seas, a massive cargo vessel carrying hope for Western economies. Then, within days, Eternity Sea becomes their next target. But here's what everyone missed. These weren't random attacks. These were military-grade operations using advanced weapons systems. The real question nobody's asking: who supplied these capabilities? And why now, when global shipping is already on the brink? But here's where it gets truly concerning. These aren't just attacks on ships, they're messages. Messages written in fire and steel, aimed directly at the heart of Western maritime control. And while your news feeds stay quiet, the Red Sea is turning into a chessboard where new players are making bold moves. Think this doesn't affect you? Think again. Every single product in your local store, every piece of technology you own, every drop of fuel in your car, it all depends on these maritime routes. And someone just proved they can shut them down at will. The timing isn't coincidental. While the world watches Gaza, a new power structure is emerging in the seas. A structure that bypasses Western control completely. The attacks aren't just about stopping ships, they're about shifting global power. Here's the pattern nobody's talking about. These strikes are becoming more precise, more sophisticated. The weapons used against Magic Seas weren't just missiles. They were part of a larger strategy. A strategy that's been in development for years, waiting for this exact moment. But there's an even darker aspect to this story. The real target isn't just the ships. It's the entire Western maritime security system. And the evidence suggests it's working exactly as planned. Let me show you why this matters more than anyone's admitting. Think about the implications. Nearly 12% of global trade passes through these waters. Every major economy is now forced to recalculate their shipping routes, their costs, their alliances. Insurance rates have skyrocketed. Companies are redirecting vessels around Africa, adding weeks to delivery times and billions to operational costs. The Western response? Predictably ineffective. Their naval presence in the region has failed to deter these attacks. In fact, it's emboldened the Houthis, who've demonstrated sophisticated military capabilities that caught many analysts off guard. They're not just firing blindly. They're using advanced targeting systems, coordinating multiple attack vectors, and most importantly, they're achieving their strategic objectives. But here's what the mainstream media won't tell you. This is part of a larger realignment. The old order, where Western naval power could guarantee safe passage anywhere in the world, is crumbling. New regional powers are asserting their influence, and they're doing it with remarkable effectiveness. What's particularly fascinating is the timing. As traditional power structures weaken, we're seeing the emergence of new security arrangements, new trade routes, new alliances. The BRICS expansion, the Petro-UN agreements, the alternative payment systems, it's all connected. For those of you watching from Asia, Africa, or South America, you're likely already feeling the effects. Your consumer prices, your fuel costs, your import-export businesses, everything's being impacted. Share your experiences in the comments. Are you seeing empty shelves, delayed shipments, price spikes? But what happened next in the diplomatic backrooms? That's where the real story begins. Because sometimes, the most significant moves are made in complete silence. The message from Yemen's forces grows clearer by the day, as they demonstrate their capability to enforce their declared maritime blockade. The attack on Magic Seas was just the opening move in what's becoming a strategic campaign to control commercial shipping lanes. Just 3 days after that initial strike, we witnessed an even more devastating assault on the Eternity Sea, a vessel bound for Israeli waters. This wasn't just another incident. It was a carefully orchestrated military operation. The attacking forces deployed a full spectrum of weapons: advanced drones for surveillance and strikes, precision-guided missiles, and swift attack boats manned by determined fighters. The coordination and timing showed this wasn't some random act of piracy. This was a message written in steel and fire. By 7:50 in the morning of July 9th, the Eternity Sea succumbed to the relentless assault, slipping beneath the waves with 25 souls aboard. This marks a significant escalation in both capability and intent. The rebels are showing they can not only threaten but also destroy large commercial vessels, effectively establishing a new reality in these vital shipping lanes. What we're seeing is the emergence of a new form of maritime warfare. These forces have essentially created a virtual blockade, making any vessel thinking about docking at Israeli ports reconsider their route. The economic implications are tremendous. Shipping companies must now factor in significant risk premiums, longer routes, and potential losses. This development transforms the entire regional security landscape. We're watching the birth of a new maritime doctrine where non-state actors can effectively challenge major naval powers and international shipping companies. The Red Sea, once a crucial global trade artery, is becoming a chessboard for a much larger strategic game. What do you think about these developments in the Red Sea? Are we witnessing the beginning of a new era in maritime security? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The devastating toll of recent events in the Red Sea continues to mount as we uncover more details about the attack on the Eternity Sea. What started as a routine commercial voyage turned into a tragedy that demands our closest attention. The vessel's crew of 25 represented the typical multinational makeup we see in maritime commerce. 21 hardworking Filipino sailors, a Russian crew member, and 3 security personnel tasked with protecting the ship. The numbers paint a grim picture of what transpired that day. Of those 25 souls aboard, only 6 managed to survive the intense attack. 3 crew members have been confirmed dead, while an alarming 16 remain unaccounted for as search operations continue. These aren't just statistics. These are human lives caught in the crossfire of expanding regional tensions. The Yemeni armed forces have claimed responsibility for targeting the Eternity Sea as it made its way toward al-Rashat. This attack represents a significant escalation in their campaign to enforce what they call a legitimate blockade against vessels they believe are trading with Israel. What we're witnessing here is more than just isolated incidents. It's a systematic approach to controlling maritime traffic in one of the world's most crucial shipping lanes. The targeting of commercial vessels sends a clear message about the changing nature of naval warfare and economic pressure points in modern conflicts. The human cost cannot be ignored. Families across multiple countries now wait for news about their loved ones. The maritime community faces hard questions about security protocols and route planning. Meanwhile, global trade routes are being redrawn as shipping companies scramble to adapt to this new reality. What do you think this means for global maritime security? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm particularly interested in your views on how this might affect international trade routes. The recent attack in the Red Sea marks a significant escalation in maritime warfare tactics, demonstrating a concerning level of sophistication in rebel operations. What we're witnessing isn't just another incident. It's a carefully orchestrated military operation that combines multiple attack vectors. The Yemeni forces deployed an unmanned drone boat, supported by 6 specialized crews, and launched precision ballistic missiles in a coordinated strike that proved devastatingly effective. The operation's outcome was catastrophic. The targeted vessel didn't just sustain damage, it was completely destroyed and sunk. What makes this incident particularly noteworthy is the meticulous documentation. The attacking forces recorded the entire operation, capturing both audio and video evidence, essentially creating a strategic message for other maritime powers. This isn't just about military capability. There's a human cost we can't ignore. The Philippine authorities have confirmed their nationals were among those aboard the vessel when it was attacked. The loss of life here isn't just a statistic. These are real people with families waiting for news. Search and rescue operations are currently underway, though conditions in the conflict zone make this challenging. The timing and execution of this attack send a clear message about the changing nature of maritime security in the Red Sea. We're seeing a shift from random attacks to well-planned operations that combine multiple weapon systems and tactical approaches. This suggests access to advanced military capabilities and training that weren't previously associated with rebel forces. For commercial shipping companies and crews navigating these waters, this represents a new level of threat. The documented success of this operation will likely embolden similar future attacks, potentially reshaping maritime trade routes and security protocols in the region. What do you think about the current situation in the Red Sea? Leave your answer in the comments. The intensifying situation in the Red Sea has reached a critical point, as Houthi forces demonstrate their growing capabilities and determination. Their strategic messaging leaves no room for ambiguity. They're not just making threats, they're executing them with precision and purpose. The recent attacks showcase a sophistication in both military and information warfare. When the Houthi forces engaged the Eternity Sea, they didn't just launch missiles. They conducted a carefully choreographed operation. The intercepted radio communications reveal a calculated approach, first warning the crew to abandon ship, then executing the strike. This isn't random violence. It's a message written in fire and steel. The released footage of missile launches and the vessel's sinking serves multiple purposes. It's both a demonstration of capability and a warning to others. The Houthis are showing they can not only target ships, but also document and broadcast their operations for maximum psychological impact. What's particularly concerning is the impact on international maritime crews, especially Filipino seafarers. These workers, who form the backbone of global shipping, are now caught in a dangerous crossfire. The warnings about deploying crews without adequate protection highlight a growing crisis in maritime security. The Red Sea, once a vital commercial artery, has become a theater of strategic messaging. Each attack serves as a declaration of intent and capability. The Houthis are effectively saying, "We can strike, we can film, and we can communicate our terms." This transformation of a key maritime route into a conflict zone has implications far beyond regional politics. The precision of these operations suggests we're witnessing a new phase in maritime warfare, where communication and demonstration are as important as the strikes themselves. The Houthis aren't just attacking ships, they're reshaping the rules of engagement in one of the world's most crucial waterways. What's your assessment of this situation? Do you think commercial shipping can continue in the Red Sea under these conditions? Share your thoughts in the comments. The situation in the Red Sea continues to escalate as naval forces maintain strict communication protocols during rescue operations. Recent intercepted radio transmissions reveal the intensity of the maritime crisis, with clear warnings that any cooperation with Israeli interests will face immediate military response. This represents a significant shift in regional dynamics, transforming commercial shipping lanes into potential conflict zones. In a particularly tense exchange, naval forces attempted contact on Emergency Channel 6, establishing critical communication links with vessels in distress. The use of specific call signs, Delta 5 Delta Charlie 2, indicates the military precision of these operations, while simultaneously highlighting the growing dangers for commercial vessels in these waters. The rescue coordination efforts demonstrate the complex nature of maritime security in contested waters. Ships like the Bion have been tasked with emergency rescue operations, showing how quickly civilian vessels can become entangled in geopolitical confrontations. The urgent calls to abandon ship underscore the immediate threats facing crew members. This pattern of aggressive interdiction matches the broader strategic objectives we've observed in recent months. The rebels are effectively establishing a maritime blockade, using a combination of sophisticated weaponry and tactical communications to control vessel movement. Their capability to coordinate these operations suggests significant military advancement. These developments carry serious implications for global maritime commerce. We're witnessing a transformation of one of the world's busiest shipping lanes into a militarized zone, where commercial vessels must navigate not just physical dangers, but complex political allegiances. The frequency and sophistication of these interventions indicate a well-planned strategy rather than random acts of aggression. Each incident sends a clear message about regional power dynamics and the consequences of maintaining certain international partnerships. What do you think about the current situation in the Red Sea? Leave your answer in the comments. The maritime attacks were just the beginning, a prelude to something far more ambitious. When the Houthis demonstrated their true reach by launching a Zulfiyar ballistic missile directly at Israel's Lot airport, it marked a dramatic escalation that few had anticipated. The missile's trajectory sent shockwaves through Israeli defense networks, triggering emergency sirens across 300 towns and forcing a complete halt to air traffic. While there were no immediate casualties, the psychological impact was profound. This wasn't just another routine strike. It was a carefully calculated message. The Houthis were showing they could reach far beyond shipping lanes, striking deep into Israeli territory at will. The attack demonstrated sophisticated military capabilities that many Western analysts had underestimated. For years, these forces were viewed primarily as a regional threat, focused on Yemen's internal conflicts and occasional maritime disruptions. Now they've proven they can project power across vast distances, threatening major infrastructure hundreds of miles from their bases. The implications are stark. Every Israeli airport, every major installation now sits within potential striking distance. The carefully constructed illusion of invulnerability has been shattered. Military strategists are being forced to reassess their assumptions about regional power dynamics. This isn't just about protecting shipping lanes anymore. It's about defending sovereign airspace against an adversary with proven long-range strike capabilities. What's particularly concerning is the precision of these attacks. The targeting of Lot Airport wasn't random. It was a deliberate choice to demonstrate reach while minimizing civilian casualties. This suggests a level of tactical sophistication that goes beyond mere shows of force. The Houthis are playing a long game, gradually expanding their sphere of influence while carefully managing escalation. What do you think about this development? Could this change the entire dynamic of regional security? Share your thoughts in the comments below.